Alright, quick trade recap for this day. So I took one trade, it was a win, it was a long on NQ. So going into this day, overall I am bullish because on the bigger time frame on NQ, it's just painfully obvious that we're going higher. So you can see we just continue to trade higher. We're trading higher from these daily fair value gaps, and we've completely ran through this large bearish fair value gap, and we are clearly heading towards buy side liquidity in the form of this high here. This is a daily intermediate high because it's inside of this fair value gap here. So going into the day, obviously bigger time frame, I'm bullish, and I see that in the previous day, I mean I can see this price leg here. Remember, this is a price leg that is reacting bullish from these daily fair value gaps. We trade higher, now we're rebalancing. We've now rebalanced to equilibrium of this price leg, and we've also swept out internal sell side liquidity in the form of this low. ES has also taken out this low. Now, so this is manipulation here, and then we also have this SMT FVG. So basically on the 4-hour time frame, as you can see, this is a fair value gap on the 4-hour that NQ has not yet tapped into. However, ES has tapped into this fair value gap, and ES has also tapped into this one. So I mean, we could even draw this out from here. We have this SMT FVG here, bullish SMT. So going into the day, I am bullish, and going into the day, we have this 15-minute fair value gap that was left from data. I believe this was data. So yeah, it was data. So basically going into the day, I'm bullish, and I want to see if this is going to hold. Because if I'm bullish, then this fair value gap should hold. So at market open, here, we immediately trade higher, and then I see that we're starting to rebalance to this 1 minute, and I do not take an entry here. I'm kind of looking at this here, but there's no 5-minute fair value gap, and without like even though we're in this bigger time frame 15-minute, I actually want to mark this out. But even though we are in this bigger time frame 15-minute fair value gap, without displacement up after market open that creates a 5-minute fair value gap, I'm not going to take a trade. So I'm not trading just simply based off of a 1 minute. I need more confidence. So we are holding this fair value gap. We're kind of starting to chop around here, getting bought up a little bit, but we still have this buy side liquidity intact. By the way, this buy side liquidity is a 15-minute intermediate high. So as you can see, we have this high, which is the end of this low resistance liquidity run, and it is also inside of a fair value gap. So it is an intermediate high, and that is my draw on liquidity. So we're kind of chopping around. We don't take any highs yet. We start to sell off. Now we didn't even leave a 5-minute fair value gap, but on the bigger time frame, on the 15-minute, we're still holding the 15-minute, and on the 1-minute time frame, I can see that this 1-minute fair value gap right here is holding. So this 1-minute fair value gap is holding bullish. We're starting to sell off. We start to get bought up a little bit from it, and I don't take my entry here. I still wait. Now the reason that I don't take my entry here is because we never get like clear displacement from here. And if you go to the 2-minute, as you can see, we're never really displacing through this fair value gap, and I just want to see more. So also the bigger reason is that ES, like neither asset had taken out this low yet, so there was no SMT. But once we get this move here, see, as you can see on ES, once we get this sell off right here, ES ends up sweeping. God dang, that's annoying. ES ends up sweeping out this low here. So ES ends up sweeping out the low that was put in after market open. So sell side is taken on ES, and Q does not. So bullish SMT gets put in. I recognize that this 1-minute fair value gap is still holding bullish. As you can see, we cannot break through this, and we're working out of the 15-minute on the bigger time frame. So at this point in time, now that we have manipulation, we have turtle soup on the bigger time frame. Because mind you, on the 5-minute, in terms of this market maker buy model here, this market maker buy model, this is internal turtle soup right here. So we have internal manipulation with an external draw on liquidity. So this is called turtle soup. And once we get that turtle soup, and I see that this is still holding bullish here, now I'm open to taking longs. Now what do I wait for my actual entry? I wait for this fair value gap here to get ran through. So once this 1-minute fair value gap gets inversed, and we close above right here, I take my entry and I put my stop at this, I believe it was the candle low itself. And let me just bring up the executions. So this is the executions here. As you can see, I enter on this candle closure once this 1-minute fair value gap gets inversed, and I move my stop to break even once this internal high gets taken. So once this high gets taken here, stop Stop goes from this low all the way to break even, and I let this run towards the 15-minute intermediate high. So yeah, pretty nice trade overall. We started to get really choppy at the end here, but I mean, this is actually somewhat like this is not terrible price action because we're literally just generating buy side liquidity here before having manipulation lower, sweeping out the low, holding these fair value gaps, and then getting bought up again. So I mean, overall, this is not terrible. It's just a little bit of chop, but model ends up playing out. Obviously, I would still want to see higher overall because this is the external drawn liquidity, as you can see on the 4-hour. This is the high that we've been working towards this entire price leg here. This whole price leg has been working towards this high. And once this high gets taken, I could maybe expect to see lower towards sell side because we've left generated sell side on the daily time frame, and because this is a high inside of a fair value gap. So we have this big daily bearish fair value gap here. So maybe we're wanting to come sweep this internal high and then sell off. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, good trade today.